Hello Reformers, and welcome back to Blood and Steel. Now, last time we had taken Sargoth from the Swadians. We were lucky enough to be able to defend it from the likes of one of their vassals. And so, I actually headed back to Tyr. I've recruited a few units, namely these cataphract units. They should come in very handy indeed. And also some additional mercenary cannoneers from the tavern there. Now, on my way back here, the training facility that I was actually constructing in Tyr has been completed. So, after we conclude our business at Curin Castle, I think we'll head back and take a look at some of the additional options that may give us. So, I think you know what we are planning on doing right here. We are going to be retaking Curin Castle for the likes of the Dominion of Dread from the Kingdom of Swadia. So, let's head in with our 599 troops. Hopefully that will be enough. And we will prepare the ladders with our amazing engineering skill, of course. Now, one thing that I must mention is that I am still a little bit puzzled by the fact that nearly all of our vassals, I believe, are still stationed at Tyr with only 2 units in their army. So, not entirely sure why that is. I'm supposing that it is something to do with a bug of some sort. When they get defeated, they may not be able to regenerate their armies. So that is a little bit of a shame, because I was hoping we would be able to have a rather strong force of vassals by this point, because as you know, all of the companions do carry 10 in leadership, and that is absolutely amazing. Very, very nice to have. A couple of vassals running around with 600 strong armies, very good indeed, but unfortunately that is not the case for Craven at the moment, so I think either we'll have to work out something that will fix that, or maybe it's an unfixable bug and we don't actually have any choice but to potentially make a few more of our companions that are actually available to us at the moment vassals. So not entirely sure whether that will actually help us out at all, but we can only hope that that will solve some of our issues. Now, we do actually have a very large contingent of patrols currently wandering around, which is absolutely amazing. I really approve of that. And just the unfortunate thing that we don't have any vassals to back them up. So, Now, the one thing that actually interested me quite a bit is at Tyr, all of the companions are actually available to recruit. So I thought, well, if we don't have any vassals to actually assist us, maybe we'll make some. So I thought maybe after we successfully take Curin Castle, hopefully, we will be heading to Tyr, and then we'll see what we can do with the many companions that are stationed at the castle in Tyr, and hopefully we'll be able to recruit them to our cause and then potentially make them vassals right off the bat. Now, the only thing I'm a little bit skeptical about is, of course, whether they will equip some rather good armor or whether we need to level them up first. So yes, we'll have to take a look at that as well, make sure that everything is fine there, and maybe some of them will have a rather sufficient strength skill so that they can use the best of armors. I can only hope, but yes, if not, then we'll have to take them around a bit and maybe get them some XP from various battles. But yes, that's my thinking at the moment. I'm not entirely sure whether it will work, but we can only try and hope that it will. And we're actually doing quite a good job here with my Valgard's axe. And I must admit that the Aleph cannon is incredibly overpowered, so I will only be using it if we are outnumbered, probably 10 to 1, maybe 5 to 1, we'll see. But yes, I will keep it on us just in case, but for now I will use the axe as a primary weapon. Of course, also if I need any XP, then the Aleph cannon is a good option, just in case we need to level something up in a rather short space of time. Might be an idea. And now let's just go hacking and slashing through the enemy forces. Oh yes, and wow. I actually killed literally nothing there. Well, I killed 3, I think, but not more than that. That is rather unfortunate. Oh, okay, 4. Okay, that's good. And it seems as though our LFs are now firing a little bit. Not bad at all. And what is going on over here? I believe there is a unit trapped in the corner there, and he is now down. Okay, well that's good. I don't have to take him out myself. Always good to hear. Okay, so another 32 renown for our troubles. Very good indeed. And we have taken Curin Castle very easily, I might add. Okay, let us just hope that no vassals turn up. I'm hoping for no competition at all so that we can head to Tyr rather soonish and then be able to inquire about our training facility. And the many companions there, of course. So, wow, that's actually a really nice horse. Okay, well, let's let our companions choose if they want to take anything. I don't think they did. Look at that. Wow, that's actually a pretty good horse compared to the Holy Charger. I mean, it loses 20 armor, but it gains 3 speed, and, oh, it actually has the same charge value as well, and the same amount of HP, so that's actually a very nice horse, I must say. Okay, well, let's take everything we can, and we'll sell that when we get to Tyr. Okay, so there we go. Now, the problem with giving fiefs to vassals is, of course, because they are currently stationed at Tyr and not actually doing anything to protect the realm, this is putting me into a little bit of a tough spot here, because you cannot defer appointment of a lord in this particular mod. As you can see, there is no top option here, so the only thing I can slightly think of doing is taking the castle for myself. I'm not attempting really to take as much as I can, because I would really like to give our vassals some strongholds so that they can bolster their armies even further, but unfortunately, as they are currently stuck at Tyr for whatever reason, that is not possible, so I will have to give this to myself, which is unfortunate. It would be very nice if we could potentially give it to a vassal. So, what I will do is... oh wow, you can actually build stuff here, that's very nice. Okay, we will build a messenger post, as we currently only have 1 day to build it, and I will wait here for some time while the garrison is acquired, and then we will be heading to Tyr. So, I will see you soon. Okay, so not long after I said that I would see you soon, here we are. We have over 1,600 enemy forces currently outside Curin Castle's gates, and I believe, to save us some time, this would be a rather good idea if we were to engage them on the fields of battle, rather than defending a siege attempt by Count Raius, I believe his name is, with Count Devlian and Roshabath as well. Okay, well, as you can see, I haven't actually had a lot of time to regenerate my forces, unfortunately, but as it stands, most of them are fighting fit, so we should be able to pull off a rather stalwart defense here. And so, let us head in. Versus 1,600 troops. You can definitely tell that the Aleph cannon may be used here, maybe a little bit, at least in the first round, just to ensure that we do not suffer defeat too easily. So, let's head in there. Oh yes, I can slightly imagine that it would be a little bit difficult for us to be able to take this entire force down by defending a siege alone. So, let's actually try to persuade him. Nope, okay, that's not going to happen. Okay, we will charge in versus him. As you can see, yes, 1,646. We have 581. So, almost 1,000 more. A little over 1,000 anyway. And let us now see. 333 units. That is actually quite serious. I think we'll definitely need to get our Alephs into position quite quickly. If they would indeed hurry up, thank you very much. And let's spread them out as best we can. Now, I'm wondering... oh, okay, so yes, it seems as though the cavalry is immediately charging us. That is probably a very misguided decision right there by the enemy forces. I don't believe they will be very happy about their losses, maybe? Oh no, now they are charging in. Okay, so I think we will charge our cavalry in now. I have pulled our archers back, so hopefully they will be able to protect the Alephs a little bit. As you can see, I have formed a small wall here, but unfortunately the cannoneers do not seem to be firing for whatever reason. Okay, oh yes, there we are. They have now entered range, the enemy forces, and they will be using their cannons. So, I am actually going to attempt to defeat these units without using our Aleph cannon. I can only hope that we are fortunate enough to have a really good strategy, maybe. If we do not have the correct strategy, then we will indeed lose. So I am putting a lot of faith in some very, very flimsy tactics. Oh, okay, so it seems as though their infantry is actually rather sufficient, as you can see, and they are going to be taking down my mount anytime now. But then I will just be left with my blade, if you see what I did there. Oh, yes. Okay, so let us just hope that we can take down as many of the enemy's units as we potentially can while I am still mounted, and then we will be in a rather good spot, I must admit. As you can see, the kill feed is actually doing quite a good job so far. I can only hope that I can continue to patrol around these lines and prevent them from fully asserting dominance over our archer units. And wow, we actually did an incredible job at defending. Wow, that just shows one good vantage point and a couple of Alephs, and you have an amazing defense ready right there. We did actually lose quite a few units in the process, but I suppose it is all worth it if we are able to pull off a victory against such a huge force. And I didn't even have to use the Aleph cannon, which is very pleasing to say the least. Even though it would be very nice to get some XP, it is, as you know, quite powerful. So there we go. That is actually it. We took out 333 units, and it seems as though we lost 16 to death, which is actually not too bad at all. We lost a few rogue destroyers, some Templar paragons, and some Templar pikemen, which is actually very unfortunate indeed. I was hoping that we would be able to continue to mass their units up, and hopefully gain a critical mass in the end. But unfortunately that does not seem to be the case at the moment. But as you can see, we took out a rather sufficient number of enemy units, and 23 were actually routed, which is very surprising. Okay, well, as you can see, we have 551, and they have dramatically less from what they previously had, so we should, in theory, be able to pull off yet another victory. And then we'll be able to, hopefully, head on to Tyr without any interruptions, so that we can try out those training facilities. Oh, something tells me that in this episode, I am going to forget at the end of all of this that we have to check out the training facility, and then everyone's going to be like, why didn't you check out the training facility? Ah, my goodness. Yes, it will probably be something to that effect, and if it is, then I do apologize. My memory is terrible, especially when I am enjoying defeating the Swadian vassals so readily. And, oh, yes, we do actually need to get a rather good positioning going on here before these units collapse upon us, I suppose you could say. Let's get our Alephs back here a little bit, and we'll get them to spread out, if you please. Oh my, we're actually against a rather large force yet again, and I'm actually going to be charging in our cavalry, and we'll charge in our infantry as well. Will we? This is actually not a good idea to charge them in, is it? No. Okay, well, let's pull back the cavalry and we'll let the infantry fight it out a little bit. Let's actually move our cannons up. Let's move our archers... Oh, no. This is not a good idea. Okay. Our archers can potentially stay there. Okay, we're going to have to charge in our cavalry now to support our infantry, but I did not want to fight here. This is not a good thing at all. As you can see, the Alephs on the enemy side are actually getting a really good bead on us right here. This is not good. Okay, let's get our Alephs to the top here, get our archers to the top, and hopefully our infantry and cavalry can push the enemy back. Okay, I think we're going to have to enter the fray now, although my horse is incredibly injured so far, so I wouldn't expect us to survive too long. Oh my, yes, as you can see, the enemy Alephs are tearing us apart. Oh no. Okay, well, our Alephs are now coming over the hill, so we should be fine. But yes, as you can see, my horse is about to be taken down, which is not very nice indeed. Oh, and he got crippled as well. Ah, that's not too good. Okay, well, the best I can do is attempt to take these guys down, and hopefully my shield will prevent any bullets from severely injuring myself. Let us hope. Okay. Well, it seems as though we were incredibly lucky to actually be against some rather lower tier units. As you can see by the kill feed at the moment, they have a few blackguards, they have some merry men, and royal huntsmen. Thankfully, they are not the most powerful. Compared to, of course, our Sisters of Mercy and our Sword Sisters, and of course our Templar units. So let's just make sure that some of these do not get away. You never know where they may try to raid next. Let's try and take them down. Oh yes, nice sniping right there. There's no way I'm able to actually catch these guys up before they are able to escape, so I suppose the Aleph cannon is sanctioned right here. Not too bad. If I could actually hit with it a little bit more, maybe, that would be nice. And no, okay. There we are. Oh, there's actually a horse right here. Can I use this? I can! Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I probably could have caught them up then. Okay, well, it seems as though they're going to take out this last guy. It was a Swadian Grimshield. Well, I'm not surprised about that. They are very tough to take down. And there we are. We took 14 casualties once again. And, wow, we actually took out all of the enemy's units, as you can see here. And he is actually offering himself to us as a prisoner of war. Well, we will be letting him go, because that is the theme. We are not being very mean, but it is a rather good thing to be a little cautious about the Army of Darkness, at least for now. So, that seems fine, and let's try and take a few of these champion units. That would be very nice to sell indeed. And what about some expert units as well? There we go. Okay, I really need some more prisoner management. That would help us out quite a bit, I would think. Ooh, this is a better helm. Okay, we've found a better helm. That is amazing. I never thought I would. Okay, as you can see, Flemish Armet. Aha. And there it is. It actually has exactly the same model, well, close to it, but it is a different color. That is unfortunate. I was hoping that we would be able to color coordinate for a little bit longer, but unfortunately that will not be the case this time around. And wow, we actually got some better gauntlets, and that is rather ironic, isn't it? We found some dark gauntlets and we found a light helmet. Well, there we go. That is very nice indeed. Oh yes, okay. There we go. Okay, we will be able to take as many of these as we potentially can. Yes, there we are. That is actually it. How unfortunate. Okay, well, there we are. We successfully defended Curin Castle. And now I think it would probably be a good idea to head back to Tyr. Now, the only problem with this is that we are leaving Curin Castle without a garrison. I was hoping that it would actually have one by now. I am actually speeding up time just a little bit here, just in case they are able to garrison it in this short space of time. If we are not able to, then I may actually have to... Wow, that is actually really interesting. I am very surprised by this. Wow, okay. Not entirely sure why they are doing this. They do have a slight upper hand, I thought. Do they not? I think what this is due to is the fact that they are at war with the Kingdom of Rhodoks at the exact same time. That's why I decided to wage war against Swadia in the previous episode. So, this is actually very interesting. I am very tempted, actually, in accepting this and gaining some right to rule. It would be quite nice to gain some, because we don't actually have any way of gaining it apart from sending companions away, I suppose, and also making peace with a few factions. So it may actually be a good idea to do so. I think we will for now. As you can see, we gained 9. I believe that is 9 right to rule, if you gain 3 per message. That is very nice indeed. So there we are. Now I don't have to worry about curing castle at all, and they can stop raiding Yelbegi, which is what they were currently doing. So it seems as though that is very cool indeed. We actually took Sargoth and Curin Castle practically for free, and so now we have a very nice territory right here. The next target, I suppose, will be to take Wurcheg, but for now I think we will leave the Swadians alone. I think we may want to... not entirely sure. I think we may want to take Suno, but we'll see about that at a later date. For now, we will head to Tyr, and we will test out the training facility, because, as I said, I may forget, but I didn't this time around, which is amazing. So let's actually see what we can do here with it. I think you can recruit Saranid units now. As you can see, 65 Saranid regulars. That's actually not too bad. Should we take them? Let's take them and put them into the garrison. Why not? That might be a very nice thing to do, and then we'll have an even stronger force here, which is hard to believe. I know they do already have a very strong garrison, but yes, it can't hurt to have a few more. Okay, so I will sell a few of these items, and so I think I'll end this episode off here so you don't have to watch me sell. And so I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.